My name is Heidi Easley. I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And tonight I'm going to be doing one of my favorite quotes. Sometimes I believe in as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. So I'm going to be painting kind of an Alice and Wonderland theme, and I'm also going to be kind of adding some trees. So I drew up some just kind of designs that I want this to be like. So I'm going to be painting with y'all, and I just want to be available because tonight is the night. We are closing the doors, and I just want to basically be available for anybody who has some questions, and then also just kind of have fun painting. So if you just want to hang out and watch me paint, that's fine. But if you have any questions about Paint Party Headquarters, again, the doors are closing tonight at midnight. And I just want y'all to know, we have about 350 people now that have joined. So if you are one of them, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your patience as we get everybody kind of situated and put in place. So if you did join and you haven't received an email from me, make sure that you email me and let me know, or private message me on Facebook. So I just want to say hi and thank y'all so much for all the people that are joining. And then I'm just going to kind of paint this Alice in Wonderland. I kind of have been sketching some stuff that I'm just really kind of wanting to add. And can y'all see that? Let me see if there we go. Just kind of sketching some different things with the rabbit. And then I'm going to be doing the 6, I believe in as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. So how many of y'all like this quote? Does anybody out here really like this quote? It means a lot to me because me and my daughter, we are dreamers. Like we are always, like sometimes our conversations in the morning, people would just think we're nuts because we just talk about like random stuff, like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be cool? And so it's kind of fun just to always be dreaming. And I think too, that just goes with the kind of the lifestyle of the paint party, business, and how you can have these fun dreams, but use the money from these to teach paint parties and to make a difference for your family. So if you're one of those people and you're like, yeah, I've been seeing your videos, Heidi, and I've been kind of thinking about doing it, but I just don't know. Well, tonight's the final night, midnight. We close the door. So I'm using some dark brown. I'm also using some coppers because y'all know I like some metallics. And I'm just gonna start pulling these in. And let me know, guys, if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay. And then we have had so many different videos we've done over the past 10 days. Did anybody see the video of me and Pixie earlier? She was answering questions about helping in a paint party business. If you haven't seen that, oh my gosh, you have to go back and watch that. She did so good. I was so proud of her. But yeah, so we've had a lot of videos. Those of y'all that are sharing and commenting, basically the first week of June, I'm going to be going through and just picking people to send a bunch of happy mail to. So I am very, very, very excited about sending y'all some like fun stuff. Those of y'all that are always sharing and commenting. So thank you for doing that. That means the world to me. So I'm just going to kind of add in a little black over here to the edge. And we're just bringing this in. And I'm going to see if anybody has any questions too. So we have almost 350 members now joined Paint Party Headquarters. Let's see. Yvette says, I love what you're doing, love it all. Please don't get mad, but sometimes I feel like your YouTube videos, you ramble a little too long. I love what you're saying and you have a great point, but sometimes it can be a little long. Oh my gosh, Yvette, I was just talking to somebody the other day about how we need a code word. We need a safe word because I do ramble, and I think it's a part of my passion. It's a part of my excitement. But it was so funny. I had a meeting with some of the people that joined Paint Party Headquarters as kind of like fast start bonus. I did a kind of like a coffee meeting with them, and it was supposed to last 30 minutes long, and then an hour and a half later, and I was like, okay, did I answer your question after one of the questions? And Lakila, who's in there, who I adore, I know she's gonna keep me on track. She was like, Heidi, that's great, but you didn't answer my question. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need a safe word. Like, we need a safe word, a code word. So yes, I do tend to ramble. But when I'm painting like this, I definitely talk while I paint, because if not, it'd just be silent. So if y'all have questions for me, I will answer as I go. Oh, Robin says, yeah, I did not miss a live. Oh my gosh, yeah, we have been live pretty much for 10 days. So my focus is about to switch from doing lives all the time to all of those lovely members that have joined Paint Party Headquarters. So if you are one of them, just put in the comments, I've joined, or if you are already a member, we have been open 1 year. So if you're already a member, go ahead and put you are a member. I'd love to just say thank you and welcome you if you're new, and say thank you if you're already a member. And then just, if you're thinking about being a member, remember guys, the next time I open, which will be fall, the price will go up. So it's only $32 a month, and you can cancel at any time. Nana, I just got a message saying you were having trouble getting your email. So if you would just message me, and I'll get with you in the morning, because it might be pretty late tonight after I get off of this. But yes, so congratulations. Christy just joined, and Lisa joined. Thank y'all so much. We are gonna have so much fun. And I did a post earlier. I got a message from this sweet lady. And guys, this is what it's all about. Yes, I'm gonna help you make money teaching paint parties. Yes, I'm gonna show you everything there is about a profit every party. Terry just joined. Oh my gosh, Robin just joined. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But this message, and I hope I don't butcher it, but she said, I am so excited to be here. I feel like I'm gonna grow my business, but not only my business, but my relationship with God. And when I read that message, like, I almost started crying, because I thought, that's what it's about. Like, we're not only, growing a paint party business and having fun doing it, but we're also, again, sharing God's love through art and making some extra money to have fun with our family and growing closer to God as we sometimes let go of the reins and let Him be in control and show us these opportunities. So I don't know, I just was like, oh my gosh, that message just made me so happy, because I know what this does. I know being a part of Paint Party Headquarters and praying for each other and having this paint party sisterhood of all people doing paint parties, you grow. You not only grow as an artist and as a person and as a businesswoman, but you grow with your relationship with God, because you have to put your trust in Him. Like, you seriously have to put your trust in Him. And you have to, like what I tell people all the time, I pray all the time for God to show me opportunities. But then I take inspired action, and I do the exact things that I say, that I'm teaching them. We had a couple messages from new members today that said, hey, I did what Heidi said. And I think it was like within 10 minutes, she had 2 responses for meetings to get parties. And I'm like, I'm telling you guys, this stuff works. I'm not just saying good luck, hope you get a party. No, I'm telling you actionable things that work. And one party, it's $32 a month. You can cancel at any time. There's really no risk. Like, try it for a month. If you just hate it, then get out. But here's the thing. If you had one party like these girls that are already booking parties, and they just joined one party, and you charge the right price, which, Debbie in my group, she was charging $15 a person in New York. I'm like, it costs more to get a cup of coffee in New York City. You need to be doubling your prices. So she doubled her prices, and now she's still getting paint parties. Nobody's canceling on her. But that's the thing. When you charge the right price, it takes one event. No, let me take that back. It takes one painter, one painter a month to pay for a Christmas present / tax write-off for your business every single month. So for those of you that are new to me, again, my name is Heidi Easley. I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties, and I have been consistently teaching paint parties for over 7 years. I started about 10 years, over 10 years ago. And I just love it. And I just started, kind of mentoring people here and there. And then it just became more and more to where, I was looking for somebody to help me and couldn't find anybody. So I just had to learn the hard way. So how many of y'all out there have been teaching paint parties, but you've just been kind of winging it? Is there anybody out there? Give me a heart or a like or just a thumbs up if that's been you. That was totally me. I was that person just winging it, not really sure what to do. I'm just adding a little black in here so that it gives it some character. And then I had somebody today who emailed me and she said, I just love everything you're offering. She goes, this is, so great, but right now is just not a good time, finance-wise. And guys, that's the thing. If you can't do it right now, that is totally fine. I am here to share shortcuts. I am here to give you painting right so that you can immediately take action. But if you don't feel it in your gut, like when I see something that I know that, I have been praying for and hoping for and wishing for, like my gut is like going crazy. And I know, yes, this is something I need. But if you're like, no, I'm not really sure, I don't know if I'm even going to teach paint parties, whatever the case may be. Like there are no hard feelings. But here's the thing. If you're out there teaching paint parties and you want a faster way, guys, I'm telling you, I can definitely help you solve those problems. Because here's the 2 things, really 3 things that most people have struggled with. And the reason I know this is because I struggle with them too. Number 1 was marketing. Number 2 was getting new painting designs, the on-trend painting designs. People were really struggling with that. I was always struggling with that. So I started coming up with a method to my madness, and finally, after years of trial and error, have figured it out. So you never even have to come up with a painting design if you don't want to. So those of you that are working full-time and you just want this as fun money, vacation money, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you're like, yeah, this would be cool to do this summer. Get some summer things going and have some extra money. Maybe put it aside for Christmas, whatever the case may be. And then the 3rd thing was the ups and downs. Oh, welcome, Kimberly. I'm so glad you joined. And then I think somebody else just joined too. Let me see. Crescenda. Oh, yes, I remember seeing your name. Thank you so much for joining. And then Yvette says, what is the best way to get repeat customers other than great customer service? Yvette, I will go into that. So the other thing was the ups and downs of the business. So anybody that's out there and is like, I own my own business and everything is perfect. Do you think that's true? No. They are lying through their teeth, right? I mean, everybody who owns a business has these ups and downs. And I have been through them, and they can cause you to go crazy. And so what I have learned is how to start managing my mind through not only praying, but also, every time I get stuck or every time I go to look on my calendar and there's no paint parties, I'm like, dear God, please show me opportunities. And I stop, and literally that is what I do. We even have a noon time every Monday at noon. All of our alarms go off for all the women who want to participate in Paint Party Headquarters. And no matter where you're at, we stop and we spend 1 minute praying for our businesses. So I'm just like, everything we can do to pray and put it in God's hands, and then take inspired action through doing the paint parties, doing the actual thing. So I think it was Yvette that asked, and I'm just blending the black with the coppers. I think Yvette asked, how do you get repeat customers besides great customer service? Okay, so yes, great customer service. But 2, if you're offering like crappy paintings or things that aren't on trend, nobody's gonna come anyway. So that is where you have got to offer the right things. And so we have had so many paintings in Paint Party Headquarters. Again, You're coming in as, you know, we have been open 1 year. We just hit our 1 year anniversary on Mother's Day. So you're actually coming in with an entire year's worth of paintings at your fingertips and step-by-step tutorials and marketing materials, all of these things ready for you to go. Here's what I ask though, okay? Here's a little ethical thing. When you come in, use the stuff as you wish, but remember, if you cancel, which is fine, I know sometimes people cancel and go their other ways, their happy way, but when you cancel, it's kind of like canceling a YMCA membership. You don't get to take the treadmill with you, okay? So as long as you're in there, I am very giving and over-giving and share and give you so many tools that you can use. But when you cancel, or if you cancel, we have a lot of people that are in there every month because it saves them so much time and it saves them so much energy. But if you do decide to cancel, please be ethical. That doesn't mean you got in for a month and now you have an entire year's worth of paintings you can use forever, because these are designs that you have rights to as a member. Again, kind of like the YMCA treadmill. You want to make sure. So to that question, making sure you are having on-trend, Yvette, on-trend paintings, and then also doing different like early bird discounts and things like that. We have a lot of different marketing methods that we kind of teach you and you build upon top of each other. Hey, Jarena. Jean, is it Gianna? Genia. Oh my gosh, it's so late. I can't even pronounce your name right now. I'm not sure. She says, here late but live. Yay. Okay, so let's see. We have Sarah watching. Sylvia says, I have to say all the ladies in Paint Party headquarters are awesome. Last night I was wondering how to approach your winery and reached out to a member, Leanne, which Leanne is amazing. She has been doing some at wineries. She was so amazing. Asked me to call her, and she talked to me for a long time, encouraging me and helping me how to approach them. It was 11:45 where she lives. I appreciated this so much and wanted to give her a big thank you in here. You were awesome. Thank you, Heidi, for the group. Oh my gosh, so Sylvia and Leanne, y'all are both amazing. That's what I'm saying, guys. You're not going through this alone. These are all women teaching paint parties. This isn't people trying to sell fine art. This isn't people trying to have booths. This isn't people trying to, just learn how to paint. These are all people teaching paint parties. I think that's the coolest part about this. Tracy says, besides giving a discount, how do you encourage people to join the fun? Again, Tracy, there's marketing. So many marketing techniques that I go over in Paint Party headquarters, and then also having on-trend designs, and then knowing there's so many techniques that I go into with Paint Party headquarters. And again, the doors close tonight, so make sure you get in, but we go every month, you get something new about marketing. And it's just totally there's something new that you need to try and implement into your business to make it work. So there's many, many, many things. Let's see, pronounce like Gina. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, Gina. Oh, Christina's in the house. Vicky says, can you catch the replay tomorrow? Thanks, Storm coming. Yes, you can. But Vicky, if you are joining Paint Party headquarters, make sure you join before midnight, because the doors close at midnight and we won't open up to the public until September. Yes, how do you encourage them? How do you encourage them? Love these live chats. Oh, encourage, like Jennifer, you talking about encourage people at your paint parties, like whenever they're painting? Is that what you're saying? Because what I do is I always you might walk by somebody. I mean, the goal is they leave with a great painting. Because again, if you are teaching people and you have these designs and then all of them leave. Like one time I had this big party and I understaffed it. Well, actually what happened is there were so many people that signed up last minute that we ended up having to teach the party in 2 rooms. And so what happened was I was running back and forth and I did not staff it appropriately. And I think we had about 55 people, but it was in 2 rooms. So I didn't have as much control as I wanted to. And there was this one lady that, I mean, her painting just turned out horrible. And I felt so bad. So you want to make sure you're having people leave with stuff that they're excited about. Because when they're excited, then you know that you are doing a good job. I'm going to go grab a different stencil for this tree because I want to do something before I do the rabbit. And then I'll answer a few more questions. Hold on one sec. Okay, sorry guys. This is, I'm doing for those of you that are just joining, I'm doing the Alice in Wonderland quote. Sometimes I believe in as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. It's so good. I love this quote because me and Pixie we're kind of like that. Like we just have so many big dreams and we're always talking about crazy stuff. Like get up and we're talking about stuff that we want to do or conquer or whatever. Let's see. Christina says, Paint Party Headquarters is the place to be. Vicky, thank you. She joined the first night. Jennifer says, yes, getting enthused. Christine says, I'm so sad. I'm having a lot of problems with PayPal and my daughter isn't here to help. Did you already join? Because if you are having trouble, use a Chrome browser or like a Firefox browser, because what happens is sometimes it doesn't go through the regular one. Jarena says, I can't find where you said how the exact things to say to book a party like at the church paper. Okay, so that is in Paint Party Headquarters. It's under the welcome section, and it has exact script. You can look there, and then if you don't find it, just post it in the thing, and then tomorrow I'm going to try to go through and point y'all in the right direction for those. Let's see, I had trouble, and she helped personally, so hang in there. Yes, I know. I really tried to help y'all. Hey, Tabitha. Nana says, yes, she will help. Jessica joined today. Welcome. And then Fran says, I'm clicking on the Paint Party Headquarters link and it's giving me a strange privacy error. Not sure what to do. Anyone else having that problem? Okay, so if you're struggling, I'm getting on, go to a Firefox browser, and then I'm gonna type in here really quick the link for it, and then I'm gonna work on my Alice in Wonderland painting. Let me see. So it's Texas Art and Soul. Hold on, I'm misspelling my business name. Thank y'all for hanging out with me so late. I know it's so late, but I was like trying to get on here a little earlier and then life was just getting in the way. So Texas Art and Soul.com/PPHQ. Okay, there we go. So try that. And then what'll happen, so I pinned it to the top. What'll happen is when you click on that, it's going to let you pay. And then whenever you pay, you can either check out as a guest or you can check out as, like with a credit or debit card. And then it's going to automatically send you an email. Now, most of the time that email goes into spam. So just be aware and be watching for that. And so if it's not going through, go to a Chrome browser or a Firefox browser. And then it's going to, if it goes to spam, pull it out of there. And then there is a 9-minute welcome video that's going to walk you through a ton. Now, a lot of you are going to be requesting to join into the private Facebook group where host a lot of the information, but you also get an email every Monday with the tutorial, with the marketing pack, with the social media hack. I really try to strategically place it so it does not overwhelm you. Because remember, when we get overwhelmed, we just kind of stop doing everything. So if for some reason you did not get the confirmation email, then check your spam. If you do not have it in the spam, then I want you to email me personally at heidi.easley@yahoo.com and just tell me which email you signed up with. So if there's anybody, oops, I think I turned off y'all's comments. Hold on. Oh man, no. Oh, there they are. Okay. I slided and I was like, no, I gotta be able to read your comments. So what I want you to do is if for some reason you did not get the, for some reason if you did not get the confirmation, then check on your spam and then just email me if you don't even see it there. And Leanne says, Sylvia, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I do love this group. Yeah, Leanne has okay, so Sylvia is actually in charge right now. She's been doing my logo for a surprise that's coming in a couple of weeks. I cannot talk about it yet. Only the past Paint Party Headquarters members know, but the rest of y'all will find out. Everybody will find out soon. And then Leanne actually has a special bonus that will be on July 24th. So these ladies, I'm telling you guys, it is a wealth of information. And Jessica says, I've been thinking about approaching senior centers. Any suggestions for that? Senior centers are great. This is going to be part of a background for this Alice in Wonderland, kind of like, you know, when she goes into the down the rabbit hole. I'm just kind of doing my own version. I think I'm going to take a metallic. I think I'm going to finger paint for a little bit. But yeah, so you're welcome, Sylvia. I am so excited because your bonus on the 24th or 25th of May is going to be a game changer for our Paint Party Headquarters people. It really is. But what was the question? What was I answering? Let me see. Hold on. I think I was trying to... Oh, the senior centers. Okay, so the senior centers, here's what I would like for you to think about when you're approaching a senior center. And I am going to be finger painting and adding some gold to this. So I'll check on that in just a second. And this, guys, this is a metallic luster. If you have not used the metallic luster from Deco Art yet, you are missing out. Okay, you can use a brush, but it's just way too much fun to use your fingers. So I'm actually going to use a couple of, let me see how it's looking. Oh yeah, I love that. And again, I am doing the quote from Alice in Wonderland. It's one of my favorites. Me and Pixie are always talking about random stuff in the morning of things we want to do that it just drives my husband crazy. If he heard all the conversations of all the plans we have in our life, he would just be so tired. I'm going to use some purple too. But so senior centers, what I would recommend is trying to find senior centers that either have a budget. So some senior centers have a budget that you can use for, you know, activities and things like that. And then I would also think about finding places that are more like, they're kind of like upscale retirement homes. So I know here in like the Frisco area, they have this place called Del Webb. And Del Webb has people come in and do art lessons. I actually used to do one when I lived close to Frisco. I used to teach art over in that area for a while. I don't live there anymore, but I still drive sometimes back and forth to Frisco for paint parties. So yeah, so you can contact them. What I would be careful of is going to the places where there's nobody to really pay you. Because here's the thing that I've learned. If you are not charging the right price, you are going to be resentful. And if you're in a place in your life where you're like, this is all just donation, I just want to do this for fun, I don't care about making any money, that is totally fine. I mean, everybody has a different path. But my daughter is eating us out of house and home. She has braces, she has cheer, you know, I mean, we're in that stage of life where it's just expensive. Like it's, you know, it's just expensive. And so if I'm sitting there doing a paint party and I only charge $10, you better believe that I'm not going to be that happy when I finish that paint party, because yes, this is a blast. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm finger painting right now. It is a blast, but it's also a blast when you know you have been prepaid handsomely for what you're doing. If you sit there and you're only charging a few dollars, you know, I had a lady email me the other day and she was so angry because she had been going all over town doing paint parties for free, and now she was trying to charge and nobody wanted to pay her. And she was upset about it. Because yeah, you might do it a few times for free and feel okay about it, But when it comes down to it and you're getting everything ready and you're buying all the supplies, you will get resentful. So try to find places that you know can, that's not like, oh, can you do that for free? I've had places that they'll contact me and they'll say, hey, can we do a paint party? And I tell them my prices and they're like, oh yeah, we can't do that. And so sometimes I'll say, okay, well, what was your budget? So for one time I had a church that contacted me and I told them, yeah, I can do $35 a person, and it was a 75-person event. And they came back and they said, we're so sorry, we don't have that in the budget. We do have $25 a person in the budget. And I kind of like I was at the gym with my mother-in-law and I kind of like put it on my calculator and I'm like, well, that's still great money. Let me work with them. So what I did was I said, hey, let's do a smaller project and it'll take a little bit less time, a little bit less materials, and let's do $25 because it's still going to be a profit for me, but I could still, not be resentful, getting it ready, cleaning it up, hiring help, and it was a win-win. So you have to remember, guys, you always want to make sure that you are charging the right price or you're going to be angry. I mean, you might not be the first few times, but you will eventually be. And that's, again, part of the process of teaching paint parties is you have to consistently kind of know where your boundaries are, know what you want to do. And I have a party, and again, this happens to everybody, and this is part of that mental game that, you're teaching. Just a couple weeks ago, I had 40 kids at $30 a kid. It was a $1,200 day, and the class took an hour. $1,200 in an hour. After some expenses, I still made like, $1,150 in 1 hour. I mean, but then I have a party coming up this next week, and I think it's because of graduation and the timing of it. I have 2 people signed up. In the past, I would have took that so personally. I would have been like, I'm a loser, nobody loves me, this is the worst thing ever. I mean, I would have went through this whole thing about how awful I am and about how, this isn't gonna work and this paint party business isn't gonna work for me and oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. I mean, and I'm saying this because I've been there, I've done that, and I did that way too many times to count. But now that I know how the business works, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm gonna give it a few more days, but if it doesn't pick up, I'll refund the people that signed up, and then I'll go about my happy way and do something that night for my family or just have a night to rest. But in the past, I would have freaked out. I'd have been like, what? How is this possible? And again, it's just, a marketing tweak. It's a marketing tweak. I haven't been putting as much energy. As you see, I've been live on here about 16 times a day for the past 10 days. So I've been putting all my energy to here. I haven't been putting my energy into marketing that like I should. It could be a matter of, people are graduating. It's a Thursday night. A lot of people are graduating. It's the end of the school year. Lots of factors. So I think that's one of the things that really helps in actually bringing God into this and knowing that, He's got our back, knowing that it's going to be okay regardless. Are y'all wanting to see this? Y'all want to see what this finger painting is done? Let me know, hearts or likes, to see if I can't read your comments this far, but I'm going to come up and like. But let me know if you are interested in seeing the background, what's happening. This is just kind of like trying to make it kind of a muted, just kind of an interesting background for this quote that's going to go on top. Okay, and in a second, I'm going to answer a few more of y'all's questions. Because again, if you're just joining me, tonight is the deadline. Midnight, we close the doors to Paint Party Headquarters. We won't open again until September, and it will be at a higher price. So if you want to be grandfathered in and learn everything about Paint Party Headquarters, in addition, I printed off exactly what you get. Besides rights to paintings, a monthly tutorial, a step-by-step. Earlier I did the welcome sign. With no artistic skill, you can do those and make a lot of money teaching those as an event. So, if you're just getting started, you might be like Brenda. Let's see. I missed the whole section. Time out. Okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna switch to gold because y'all know this is my favorite color in the world right here. So y'all, the thing is, you know, you just want to be able to quickly be able to do stuff. I know a lot of people in our paint party headquarters are working full time and they just need people to like, what's on trend? What painting can I use? And so you'll have access to immediately, I'm just gonna put in some gold in here too. Immediately have access to these paintings that you can use and have rights to. In addition to, like I said, I am constantly, like what keeps me up at night is trying to figure out like what does Sylvia need? What does Leanne need? What does Brenda need? And Brenda, I was talking about her earlier, you know, she just posted one of her first paintings that she did on her own. I was so proud of her because when she started teaching paint parties, she had only painted 5 times in her life, and she is a proud grandma who I adore, and she'd only painted 5 paintings in her entire life, but she had this passion and she knew she wanted to do this. Well, she had this passion, she kept practicing, and then she ended up using the money from her paint parties and she ended up writing this book that was on her heart that she wanted to share with the world, and she ended up writing this book and using all the money from her paint parties to fund this book launch. And guys, things like that, like taking the money, using it for Christmas, or taking the money and using it for, you know, vacation money, or taking the money and using it for whatever you want. It's just, I don't know, it's just changed my life, and I've seen it really open up the doors for so many other people. That I don't know, I'm just excited for y'all. I am so excited for y'all. What gold is this? Okay, my favorite gold in the world is called Deco Art Metallic. It's a 24 karat gold, and you can find it at Michael's. You can also look on my website. I have a must-have products, and it's the Deco Art Metallic 24 karat gold. One of my all-time favorites. Okay, I'm gonna put this away and then kind of add, I'm gonna see if I can kind of freehand a bunny while we have y'all on here. Okay, so anytime you're freehanding, and then again, for paint parties, there's no freehanding happening. You don't have to freehand when you're in paint parties. Everything's kind of pre-traced, and everything's kind of just going for itself. So just for those of you that are joining, I am kind of creating this little Alice in Wonderland type thing. I'm really excited because this is one of my favorite quotes of all time. I'm actually going to make it really big on a big piece of plywood. Once I finish that, again, hopefully this summer I'll be able to do all of that. But I'm going to make it giant on a piece of plywood, and then I'm going to hopefully put it on my back porch, because my house, if you saw my video earlier, we did a little tour to go show you Pixie's Harry Potter door that she made. And yeah, we kind of just go crazy in our house. It's pretty open to just paint wherever you want. And so we just kind of paint like crazy, and my husband's very supportive, so he'll show up and he's like, oh, we did that today, okay, and we just kind of go for it. So this could go south. I'm just gonna let me draw with a little liner brush first, so in case I totally mess up my rabbit, because in a paint party environment, you're not really freehanding like this. It's all done either by stencils or you've pre-drawn it. And then the tutorials that you get with the paint party headquarters, again, doors close at midnight, okay? The reason why, I'm not trying to be a meanie, but I focus all my attention on the 350 members that are in there. So thank you so much for being a part of it, and thank you for joining us. So my focus goes totally to them, to helping them with their paint parties. So I just want to say, you know, with a paint party, this isn't normal to be freehanding a rabbit. Just a heads up, okay? But I'm just going to try to get him in here. He's kind of hiding back behind here. It's getting quiet. Concentrating. pressure. No pressure, making sure I freehand it right. Can y'all see it? His little face. He's gonna have a little tie, like a little collar on. A little jacket. He's a dressed up rabbit. We're just gonna over exaggerate the hat, and then it's gonna have a little bit of a, like the playing card from the Alice in Wonderland. And we have the eye there, a little bit of the ear. All right, so let me add a little bit of black to that so I can kind of see what it's starting to look like. Let's see, I love that. I used to let my kids paint and create in their room, whatever they wanted to do. Let's see what else that said. To develop their creative skills. Yes, Elba says, I would love to do that, paint my whole house if it was mine. Yeah, we didn't have our own house for a long time. So now that we own this one, we are just, we're just having fun because it's all paint. We can paint right over it and just kind of do whatever we want right now. So it's been a lot of fun just being like, okay, let's do that. You know, I'm just so excited about all the projects to do. This summer, I've been trying to do it this spring, but just haven't had the time. But this summer, I really want to try. I don't know why in Texas heat, like 104 degrees, why I would want to try in the summer. Maybe in the fall, but we are painting our whole back porch. It's concrete, and I'm doing a ton of designs on it, and I just cannot wait to do that project because I love sitting on that porch so much. There's just something about just sitting on a porch, especially when it's raining. I just love sitting in my swing and listening to the rain. I don't know, maybe it's as I get older, those things just seem more important to me. Okay, so we got his little hat. And remember, guys, you have to be, when you're painting, and especially when you're trying something new, I have never painted a rabbit like this. And when you're trying something new, you have to be remember that you're putting layers down. So this rabbit is like the first of the layers. So there'll be many more layers that come on top of this. I'm also gonna add just real quick, because I know, it will take me, way longer than this live to have this whole thing finished. So I'm going to answer a couple of more questions while y'all are on here. If you are still undecided about joining Paint Party Headquarters, let me know, because I would love to just answer a few more questions and see what your hesitations are. And again, at $32 a month, it's pretty much a no-brainer. You have one painter and you pretty much have paid for your price. And if you hate it, you can cancel at any time. But what I find is that you cannot trip over pennies to make dollars. So those people out there that you're like, oh my gosh, they put too much paint on the plate, or oh my gosh, they can't do this or they can't do that. Like, they're tripping over pennies to make dollars. When I create an event, and the way I teach you to create an event, yes, a profit every party, but you also have to remember, guys, the supplies are really very inexpensive when you are charging the right amount, okay? So then you're able to go to a paint party and get paid the right amount and enjoy what you're doing because you're charging the right amount, all right? So that's very important to remember, that you have to just make sure you're charging the right amount and start getting comfortable with it's okay to charge that. I can't tell you, when people decide, like, before when I first started, as I was gaining my confidence, I started at $25 a person. So if you're gaining your confidence, that's fine. But I really encourage you to do your guinea pig party first. So a guinea pig party is basically where you teach people, maybe your family and friends, maybe, you know, your kids or whoever, just have them come over. You teach them a few things first, and then you decide, like, you know, like kind of think about the timing and think about, you know, what you're doing and how you're doing it and if you like it. Because it's important to know, like, to get the feel for it, because you're going to have jitters. Like, anything you do that's different is going to be scary. And I think it's still, every time, you know, somebody, like, you know, starts a new workout routine, or they start something new that they've never done before, or they try to learn a new language, they're like, this is so hard. It's supposed to be hard. Like, everything talks about, you know, there has to be pain to have gain every time. And it's the same way with, you know, teaching a paint party, starting a paint party business. There are things that are going to happen that you're going to be scared about. And there's times when I teach a paint party at like a new venue and I get nervous and anxious and anxiety. And, you know, I've talked so much openly about my anxiety and how once I focus my attention on other people, on helping others succeed, my anxiety goes away. It is crazy. It's like we can be in this bubble of all we do is focus on ourselves, and you'll notice that you'll start to make yourself miserable. But once you start going out, does anybody ever have that? Like where you're like, oh, poor me, oh, poor me. And I've done that so many times. And, you know, we're still all guilty of doing that. But we have that mentality of like, our life is the worst and nobody else has it worse than I do, you know? But then, you know, when you switch your focus and you start to serve other people, then it just takes off that weight. So I don't know where you're at in your life, and you know, we all have our story, and some of y'all are going through stuff that's, I can't even imagine. Some of y'all are going through stuff that is way, way more tragic than I've ever even thought of. And, you know, for that, I am so sorry for whatever you're going through. But what I do know is that whatever you're going through, you have to try to think about a way, like, how can I, you know, even if you're, you know, I know sometimes people say, like, turn whatever you're doing into something good. But even if it's not that, even if it's just escaping, because when your mind is focused on a paint party and helping people and doing this, your brain gets a vacation from whatever struggle you're going through. I promise, for those few moments, you know, you might be able to not think about that. And I know that seems like, you know, well, it's easier said than done, Heidi. You don't know what I'm going through. And you're right. You know, some of the things that people go through, like, I can't even imagine, and I pray to God I never have to go through those. But what I do know, that it's very, very important to remember to, like, serve other people and show God's love through your talents, whether that's art, whether that's teaching paint parties, whatever it may be, there's still a purpose for you. And I don't think God intended us to just lay down and be done. You know, I think God intended us to use whatever pains or hurts or, you know, God forbid, the worst of the worst things that happen to people, to use those in some way. And I'm not saying, like, yeah, get up and use them right now, but, you know, as you have time to go through the process or whatever you need to go through, I feel like there's a time whenever you can be a light for somebody else, whether it's you're just talking to somebody else about what they've gone through. So I don't know. I know that's like a little deep for this late. So maybe I'll just turn the subject on a little bit different one. My friend has been trying, Susan says, my friend has been trying all afternoon and evening to get on your page to sign up, but it keeps freezing on her page. Can I sign up for her? I have all her info. And yes, Susan. And what I have noticed is that people are, I called PayPal earlier because PayPal is like the engine, but you can use a credit or debit card to sign up for Paint Party Headquarters. Use like a Firefox or a Chrome browser. That seems to be working well. That seems to be working a little better. So I know some of y'all are having trouble with that little thing, you know, going through. So the doors close at midnight. I want you to join, guys. I'm telling you, it is a great praying group of women. We're praying for our businesses. We're teaching paint parties all over the world. We have people in London, France, New Zealand, I think we had somebody in Egypt, just all over. It's just crazy. Oh, we have somebody in, it's not Germany, it's Scotland. We have somebody from Scotland in our group. And then of course, all over the United States. So it's pretty awesome to think that we're all kind of combined, sharing God's love through art, in addition to, every Monday at noon, praying for each other's businesses. I mean, how cool is that? To always be putting God first. And just the bonuses coming, just the May 24th or 25th, I can't remember what Friday that's on. Just that bonus is going to be your Christmas in July, and it's going to help you all through the Christmas season. We had a couple of events last year. We had a couple of Christmas and fall designs that pretty much paid for everybody in Paint Party Headquarters Christmases. It was like the gift that kept on giving. I mean, I was using it, they were using it. Like, we just kept repeating these 2 or 3 different designs. And it was like, man, every time we were all posting pictures of our paint parties, we're like, it's just the gift that keeps on giving. And this year, I have some really cool surprises coming your way. We have some really great guest speakers coming your way that are going to be helping you. And that's the thing, guys. I am constantly investing. I've invested more than I'd like to admit, but thousands and thousands of dollars in my online education and marketing and business and all of those things. In addition to, I have a degree, but that has not helped me once in this kind of business for paint parties. Not once. The only thing I will say that degree has helped me in, I will say it did help me in one thing, because I have my degree in communication, which is basically marketing. I have my minor in psychology and my associates in art, which meant I took a couple of art classes. So I'm pretty much self-taught. And then I went back and got my teacher certification. Now, with my teacher certification, it basically just meant I learned how to control a classroom, which if you're a teacher, you know that you don't learn squat until you really start teaching. The same thing with paint parties. You don't learn until you actually start doing. So that's why I really encourage people to take action. Now, the one thing that I took from my college, finger painting, so fun. The one thing I took from my college is one of my marketing guys, one of the professors said, you've got to say it and keep saying it and say it again and say it again. And then when you're finally sick and tired of talking about what you're talking about, they are just now hearing it. Okay? So some of y'all, how many are you on here that are just seeing me for the first time? If you'll put yes, if you're just seeing me for the first time. How many of you on here have seen me several times this week, but you're still thinking, oh my gosh, yeah, maybe I should do this, maybe I shouldn't. The deadline's coming up in like an hour and a half. Like, do I do it? Do I not do it? That's the thing, guys. And that's what I teach you in Paint Party Headquarters. Those marketing skills to where, we get so scared. We get so scared we're going to offend somebody by sending out too many emails. We get so scared we're going to get somebody upset because we've gone Facebook Live too much or talked about our paint party too much. Guys, they barely see you anyway. So you have got to get over that. For example, the sweet lady earlier who said, I love your YouTube videos, but you just really talk a lot. Maybe you should get to the point a little more. I could take offense to that. I could be sad. I could let it ruin my day. But guys, it's true. That's my personality. I talk a lot. That's what I do. In Paint Party Headquarters, I do make things shorter and to the point whenever I'm delivering the trainings because I know we're busy. But when I'm painting and I'm talking about something I'm passionate about, sometimes I'm going to blab. But here's the thing. You either like me or you don't like me. But at the end of the day, I'm helping you make a profit every party. So your job is to figure out who do you want to follow, who do you want to try to do what they're doing. There's so many people out there that are like, yes, I know how to do this. I know what to do, but they're not actually out there doing it. Okay, I have 4 paint parties just this month. So anytime I have something that didn't work or did work, you better believe I am on a Facebook Live telling the people in Paint Party Headquarters, don't do this, this went south, or yes, this was perfect, do this. Because that's the thing, guys. In this business, you have got to be on your toes, changing your marketing all the time. It is important to do that. Yes, oh wow, we have a lot of people that are just brand new. Okay, so Chrome worked. Yay, Frankie, I'm so glad you joined. Let's see, we have, yay, awesome Christmas. Yeah, we are all gonna have a very awesome Christmas in July and Christmas. Let's see, do you usually stick with one design at a paint party, or can you have a couple ideas to paint? This last year, I did tons of Painter's Choice, and it actually brought my head counts up a lot. We talk about Painter's Choice and the purpose of that and how to do it. I don't recommend as a beginner being crazy like me, but I've done all the way up to 5 Painter's Choice in one event. Carrie signed up. Welcome, Carrie. Christina says, do it. You won't be disappointed. You won't. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun. We love you, Heidi. Oh, I love you too, Christina. Nana says, which is also Babs, this is why I appreciate you. Oh, thank y'all so much. Okay, so I'm going to add a few more details. Obviously this rabbit is not nowhere near done. But I want to show you really quick how to add this. I'm going to have a silhouette of Alice too. And the cat. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just show you a quick way to add some leaves, because I really want to have the silhouette of Alice here, and I want to have the cat before I put on and I'm also going to do some really cool things with the signs before I put on the stencil. So the stencil is this. So I will, after I finish it all the way, which may be next week, but once I finish it, I will repost a picture of the finish so you can see why. But I'm going to add some leaves. So this part is really easy and really fun. Let me grab a new plate and some colors. I recommend getting at least 3 colors of green and lots of glitter. I love glitter. Does anybody else like glitter? Lots of glitter, lots of glitter. And the thing is too, guys, marketing is one of those things where marketing and charging, those are the things that people just get really scared of. And it's one of the things that I love, like love, love, love. So that is what I, really help you with too, is because here's the thing, guys, you can be the best artist in the world. You can be the best painter in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it doesn't help. Like, I'm sorry, I know that sounds rude, but it's so, so true. And so many people think, well, it's not fair, it's not this, it's not that. Your paint party business, 90% of it is marketing. That's the truth. You can all day, say, no, it's this, it's that. That's not true. 90% of it is marketing. 90% of it is figuring out how to get your stuff in front of other people. April says, if it doesn't have glitter, it's not art. I love you, April. You're my kind of girl. Okay, so I'm just taking some green colors, and I'm just gonna start with a big 1-inch brush. I'm just gonna do this kind of fast. You can have some fun and do different colors, which I probably will because I'm that way. I like to have just random colors. But I'm just kind of adding a football shape here. And again, this thing is going to have a lot of details. This is just kind of the beginning of this crazy adventure of this Alice in Wonderland theme. So I can kind of go smaller here. It's really almost like just almost like a little heart, like a V. And I'm just adding them in. I'm gonna have room for the cat right here, so I don't wanna take up too much room there. I'm gonna put in something really cool right here, maybe some kind of heart. I can't wait to show you all the whole finished part of this. And then I'm gonna go in with some lighter colors. And let's see, I've always struggled with how much to charge. And Carissa, across the board, $35 for women's events across the board. You should not feel bad at all for charging $35 for a women's event. Guys, you have got to stop spending other people's money. I think that's where somebody told me that, and it just set me free. It was like I was so worried about, oh, can they afford it? Can they do this? Can they do that? And then somebody once said, they were like, you got to stop spending other people's money. Like, the people that want to come to your paint parties, they're excited. They're excited to come. How dare you take that away from them? And so when you sit there and you think just because maybe you wouldn't pay for that, but you're providing this awesome thing, You know, and think about the things that you pay for that sometimes you think that maybe other people wouldn't pay for, you know? So everybody has things that they love, and that they'll pay for. And having a night, you know, out of the house away from the kids, like, yeah, it's probably worth $35. It's probably worth that for sure. You know, and they're getting this cool experience. So remember, it's not really about the, okay, so I have a little bit of this on it and a little bit of this, and it's actually kind of going on really good together. So it's not always about, you know, the actual painting. Yes, the marketing has to be good. Yes, you still want something cute for them to paint. But a lot of times it's just about them getting out of the house and having fun. So I'm going to show you up close with a little bit of this metallic. And then I just want to remind y'all, this is the last night. Does anybody know what time it is? Because I think we are getting close to the finish. You want to see my art table craziness? Crazy. Gets a little wild in here. Gets a little wild. There's my big cutter. For those of you that have been asking about my vinyl cutter, and I use another computer just to do that. So I'm going to show you this up close a little bit because I will be working on it more. But this is going to have right here, I'm going to have like a shadow of Alice. And then I'm going to have, oh yeah, so we have an hour and a half left. We are at the countdown, people. 1.5 hours left to join Paint Party headquarters. Doors shut until September. When you lay the foundation now, do some paint parties, oh my gosh, you will kick butt this Christmas. September 20th through December 20th, you can make as much money as you want. I always say, like, you can make an entire year's salary just in those few months. Carissa says, that is what I charge for my door hanger parties. Thank you for that info. Makes me feel more confident about my price for sure. Yeah, door hangers, I actually charge $40, and then I charge $45 with a $5 early bird special. So again, but I've raised my prices recently, but yeah, $35 across the board is totally normal. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to have a shadow of Alice in Wonderland, like kind of walking back that way, like she's going into, you know, to the little forest area. And then I'm going to have some fun signs here. And then in here, I'll have this card hanging out of his hat. This will all be, I think I'm going to have him in a suit. And then the cap will be up here. And then I'm going to add tons of colors. So in addition to that, then eventually what I'll do is I'll add this saying. So sometimes I believe as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. Yeah, Christina says door hangers can be more. That's so true. So so what I'm saying, guys, is, you know, whether you're doing these signs, the welcome signs, that really are just stencils, they really don't take any artistic skill at all, or whether you're doing the, you know, like a pineapple here, or, you know, a painted prayer, you know, fear is a liar, whether you're doing a painted prayer or even just a fun little teepee, which I have the step-by-steps to this one in Paint Party headquarters. What I want to tell you guys, just lastly before I get off, because it is late and you got to make a decision. I know most of you on here have already joined. I just want to say thank you. I think we are over 350 members now. Please give me some grace as me and my virtual assistant get things moving, get things on, you know, everybody's set in there. And then I want you to remember, on Monday, we're having a big welcoming ceremony for everybody who joined. And my attention starts to focus fully on these women. So if you're teaching paint parties and you're not joining us, that's okay. No hard feelings. But just remember, the doors, they're not going to be open. So like you can't go in this weekend and go, oh yeah, maybe I should have done it. No, they close for a reason. They close. Number one, you got to make a decision, right? You can't trip over pennies to make dollars. Make a decision. You know it in your gut if you want to do it, okay? Number two, if you're not going to do it, that's fine, but still teach paint parties. We have a purpose, and our purpose is to share God's love through art. And if we're all out there helping people get off their cell phones, teaching paint parties, doing something fun, doing something exciting, then we can share that with other people and get them off their cell phones and just communicate and bond and all of those wonderful things. And make happy income. Like one of the ladies that just joined, she said, I just want to make happy income. And I'm like, yes, that's what it's about. Let's make happy income. So again, guys, just check the link in the description. If you're having trouble, personally email me or Facebook message me. I will be checking it tonight. Get in before midnight. So if it's not working, make sure you go to like a Firefox browser. Make sure you go to some kind of, don't do the normal browser, do, what's it called? Firefox or what's the other one? Internet Explorer. I don't know for sure. I love my fingers after I finger paint. But just make sure you go to one of those, because again, if it's doing the spinny thing, go to the Firefox browser, click to join, and then you can either check out with your PayPal or you can check out with a debit or credit card. So again, cancel at any time. If you pay the year in advance, you get 1 month free, but you can do the monthly and then check it out. And then don't be like, frustrated if, we're getting you in. Remember, a lot of people have joined over the past 4 days, so we are working as fast as we can. Those of you that are already members, I just want to say thank you so much for your support this week, so much for your patience, for just, welcoming all these wonderful women. I know they're going to be doing great things and just helping each other. Sylvia and Leanne, that is a perfect example of our paint party headquarters. It's insane how sweet people are in that group. Christina is another one. Just Brenda, so many. Rita is amazing. I mean, there's just so many. I can't even say all of y'all's names because they're just so sweet. So we started out with about 200 at the beginning of this week. We're over 350 now. So just give us a little grace as we get everybody in. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And the last question, Christina says, either use a cutter or Heidi has the resources she recommends in the group. Yes, there's several resources for stencils. And then yesterday I did about a 25-minute Facebook Live that talks about the 3 ways to use stencils, and it does not have to be with a vinyl cutter. It's just one of them. So anyway, I just want to say thank y'all for being here so late with me. I will try to finish this in the next week or so and post a finished. But again, use the metallics, people. Metallics are so much fun. All right, guys, I hope you'll join us. You have about an hour and 20 minutes left to join. And I'm going to take a shower and go to bed and then hopefully wake up to see you in the group. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.